Hello everybody, this is Carol from Friendly Quail, bringing you Try Something New Tuesday. This week I'm doing something based off watching a video by Catherine Rains, and it was 7 ways to create tea bag collage papers. She used a lot of paint and everything, but I'm just going to use my ink, and it was her first method that she showed. I will link her video below if you want to experiment more with paint and things like that. Now, I have to say I learned a lot from her, because this is what my tea bag looked like when I just stamped on it. And you can see there's a lot of places that didn't get very good coverage. When I used her method, this is what I got. Much better. So I'm going to show you that and show you some things that I made, and then I'm going to collage some onto a paper and talk about what you can do with them. So I'm using VersaFine Clair, and you can't read the name very well in there because I tend to set my dauber on top of it, but this is a Nocturne, this is black. This is what this is. Now I found out that the reason that VersaFine Clair gives you such a distinct edge and good print is because it's an oil-based ink, and I never knew that. I didn't realize that I knew there was pigment and like that, and dye ink, but I didn't understand that pigment ink is oil-based, and that's why you get such good coverage. Now, I did try it with lots of different colors. This is Shady Lane. It's green. And put it up close so you can see it, if it will. What do you call it? Focus. Okay, this is another green. This is VersaFine Clair Rainforest. And this is a darker, like a foresty green. I did a couple of those. I thought this would be good for in Christmas. It's still kind of dark. This one's lighter. If you like the lighter green, I'd use this in Christmas journals as well. I did Tulip Red, again thinking Christmas, and I got some great coverage with that. This is Twilight, which is dark blue. And you don't notice it's really blue until you see it next to like black. Then you can tell the difference. And actually, this isn't black. This is Fallen Leaves. It's a very dark, dark brown. Black is this. So this is very dark brown. This is blue here next to the black. Okay, so you can use different colors and, whatever theme you're going for or whatever, but it's easiest if you use big stamps, or stamps that are still attached and you haven't used them, pulled them out yet or something. I like this Fallen Leaves as well as the black. I gotta find my black back again. No. I hate when that happens. Oh, I put the tea bags on top of it. Okay. I'm going to use mostly black. I want to try this one too. Charming Pink. Maybe I'll do that one first. You might be able to see that better on your screen. And I'm going to go and use this big old stamp that I have here. And what I'm going to do is just tap it on. Now I can see where this is on here. Make sure you get good coverage. I won't be able to get the whole thing on one tea bag, but I do that. Now notice I'm leaving my stamp down. I'm gonna get a tea bag. That one has a hole in it. Okay, now I like to take off these outside kind of like little ridges, because that is folded over. And I'm going to lay this on very lightly. And you're going to use a brayer. I'm going to just touch the top to hold it in place. And I'm going to go just in one direction. Oh, I moved it. That's what you try not to do, because I might not get a good print that way. Well, I did pretty good putting it back where it was. So that's that. That's this charming pink. It's almost a reddish pink. Now, when I was doing this in between colors, I did clean my my thing. I might use this and take off some of that ink on the other side. That didn't get on. So it faded. This was where no ink had come off, but I might be able to use that to fill in on something. But I'm using a wipe, and this is actually not a baby wipe. This is Clorox disinfecting wipes. They take my ink off my things pretty well, and I can get them cleaned up. And see some pink on there, so it does take it off, but it does leave kind of a sudsy bubbles on it. So then I go with a paper towel. Now if I'm doing them all in one color, I don't clean it off, I just put more ink on. So I'm just kind of cleaning this off here, drying it, and then I'm ready to go again. Now I'm going to do it with black. And really, you do the same thing over and over again. I think I have to grab a couple more tea bags out. Okay. So I want to try something else too. Alright, so I'm peeling this off. Again, because I'll throw it up there for now. And I'm going to use my black, and I'm going to concentrate on this middle part right here. And you can see the black on there as well. Okay. She was rubbing hers on, but I think it's because she wasn't getting good coverage, and I think it was because her ink pads were too dry. And one thing with VersaFine Claire, they're very wet. They're very juicy, I guess is the word. Okay, I'm going to hold this and go the other direction. Now if you move it, it will, see, that looks pretty good. So if you move it, it will smear. Okay, I'll clean this off a little later. I just got these, and I did have one of them off and I put it back on, but I'm wondering if I could just leave those on there and get some of these numbers, you know, like just by doing part of it like this. So I'm trying this. I haven't done it before. So we'll see what happens when I do that. Oh, there we go. Not too bad. I could have put this on straighter. But again, sometimes when you're collaging, you need a skinnier piece. And I could take and rip or cut off part of one of these to fill in. I thought that might work pretty good. I also just got some other stamps that I haven't taken apart yet. These are the Curator one. I know my dear friend, Anna from Made by Granat, before she took hers out, she used to do these all as one on paper or on her cardstock or whatever, and then she just cut them apart and she had all these little labels. So I haven't taken mine apart yet. I might not. I might do like what she did. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put some of these on a tea bag and see if it works. And they're brand new, so they haven't been inked at all yet. I loved her stamps, and these are square. Some are rectangles, some are circles, and some are squares. And I love that there's different kinds. I got a whole slew of more tea bags in here. Okay, I'm going to rip that side off before I forget again. I'm going to lay this on. And brayer and see what I get. If you can get it in one, you don't really need to go over it again, but see, it went up into this one. I didn't ink this part, and I didn't get it, but down here it moved a little bit and I got a little bit of a smear, but oh, I love that. I'm going to do another one of those. I'll do this side. So I got something different, so it says something different. I think I'm going to try Anna's thing too and take it all in one and then cut them apart for some labels, homemade labels. Well, this one is not ripping easily off of there, but okay. I'm gonna put that down on there. Got it bent under on that end. There. Nice juicy one. I only went over it once going up, and I think that's perfect. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Another new stamp pad I just got is this one. Tim Holtz stamps are so good compared to cheap ones, so I don't buy them very often, but these are called Creative Blacks, and I saw something done with these and I loved it, and I'm going to try that too. But meanwhile, I'm going to ink up and do a tea bag. His stamps are just so sharp, and you can't get the you can't do a bad stamp, it seems like, with his. They are so well made. At least that's what I think. And like I said, I can't buy too much at a time because they're expensive. So here we go. One swipe down, maybe two. And then, because I'm seeing the back, so it's probably better than what it looks like from here. Look at that. I love it. Okay, so I'm going to switch gears now and do use Mod Podge to make a collage on a paper. Now, I did some yesterday on a piece of paper like this. It's cardstock. It's not super heavy. They're kind of rolled a little bit, but I collaged and then I cut it apart. And I can make tags, or this could be a pocket. You know, I could do things out of that. So today I'm going to try a different paper, and this is something I found at a thrift store. I found a whole stack, It's cardstock, and it's got things in it like little bits of color that won't show up totally on this, but I think it will. It will also do that. So I'm going to get out my Mod Podge, and I'm going to do a collage on this 12 by 12. Okay. Now if I have something like this, where I don't have anything up here, I can do two things. I can either just rip it off, or I can make sure it gets underneath something else. Okay, got some Mod Podge here, if I can get this open. All right, this is actually my watered down Mod Podge, but I think it'll work okay. All right, I'm gonna put it on the paper. And first, you'll get some wrinkles in it, but that's okay. Now see, there's nothing on the side here, so that's where I would probably kind of overlap it. Now I also don't want to have the things all going the same direction. I want to vary it. So that's why sometimes you need filler, because I could just put these one after another, but then when I cut them up, I wouldn't get much variation in them. And even this, like, because a tea bag is almost the size you could do. I'm going to do this one and overlap this a little bit right here. And later, I'm going to go back and go over the entire thing. And then you can hang it off the edge a little bit up here. So I'm just kind of patting it down right now. And I'm going to get some more on. And get some of that Mod Podge on here. I know this won't go all the way to the edge. Get that to lay down a little bit. I will be going over this though, because I think I need to. Let's see. Let's get I might cut that off. Let's see, where's my paper scissors? Here it is. So I can get closer to the writing. All right. Let's go like this right here. Put it there. Okay. Okay. And see, here's where I think some of those numbers might come in handy. Let's see if I can rip this off of here. Now, she didn't show using this to make collage at all on hers, on her channel. But we've all made collages before, and I think we can figure it out. Okay, so I think that'll look really good right there. Get some Mod Podge on there. The other one I did on that paper, that wasn't as big of a paper. This is a 12 by 12. But I have tons of these, and I think it would work. I don't know if you're going to be able to see through the paper to the spots underneath, but you kind of can see it maybe more when I Mod Podge it. And I think I'll put something over here as well. That's going vertical. But I could use this and make it look like it's horizontal. I'm going to do this. Ripping it, I can't get enough off, and I don't want to lose the stamp. And I'll let that extra hang off the edge there a little bit. That'll work. So, as we finish this up, I'm just going to keep going. And then I will be letting it dry until it's really, really, really dry. And then I will cut it up into pieces like I did with the other ones and decorate them. Sometimes you don't get quite to the edge. Oh well, I'll cut that off. Okay, so this, I'm just going to keep going and doing this, but I don't think you need to watch me do the whole thing. But we are going to keep going. I'll keep going off camera. And next week I'll show you what I came up with for the when I cut it apart and made the tags. I'll show you some tags along with another idea that's similar to this but different. Okay. And I'll see you next week for Try Something New Tuesday in my next video. I hope to make another video on some of my journals this week as well. But until I do, do something you love every day. It's a secret to happiness. And I will see you soon in my next video. Bye.